AdSense Reports is your best friend when it comes to ad optimization. It tells you exactly where the ad optimization opportunities are, how you can further improve your monetization strategy, and how you can maximize your earning potential. In here, you can search for the report that you have created or the ones that are already pre-made by AdSense. The custom reports that are already pre-made are here on the left-hand panel. So you have an option to see entire count by day, sites, countries, ad units, and so on. To create a new report, click on the plus sign. It will say unsaved report, and you can name it later if you wish to. Here you can set up the report depending on how you want it broken down. So for example, I want to see the report by countries. And I would also like to see by days. You will then see the breakdown right here per country and of course by date. You can add as many dimensions here as you wish, depending on your need. For the filter, you can further isolate the report based on your need. Let's say, for example, I just need the report for countries, and I only want it for the United States and the UK. And then click on Apply. And AdSense will only show you those two countries and the corresponding dates right here. Here you can set up the currency as well. It will show you the default currency that's set up for this account, but you can choose to view the report. Let's say I want it in USD. And here you can also toggle depending on the date range that you need. So let's say, for example, you just need the last 7 days or yesterday, you can go ahead and do so. Or you can set up a custom date range in here, and you also have the option to compare it to other dates. Here you can modify how you want your data sorted. So let's say, for example, I want it sorted by date or sorted by country. You just go ahead and click the column or the table header. So if you noticed, we are on the Overview tab as of now. When you go to the Clicks tab, you will see the stats for your ads that earned from CPC bids. You have the option to remove your filters if you wish to, or modify your dimensions as well. Cost per click, or CPC, is calculated by dividing the total spend by the total number of clicks. So for example, an advertiser spent $100 on 50 clicks that your site generated. That means CPC is $2. When you go to Views, you will see CPM bids. These are bids that would pay you every time their ads are displayed or served on the site. Not necessarily counting clicks in here, unlike in CPC ads. Here you will see RPM, or revenue per mil, or cost per mil, which means it shows you how much the advertiser pays you for every 1,000 times that their ads are shown. So we calculate it by dividing the total spend over the total number of ads served, or the number of times the ad is shown, times 1,000, then you get the CPM. So for example, an advertiser spent a total of $100 for 200,000 times their ads were displayed. That means CPM is 50 cents. Active View shows you the bids that are based on active view, which means advertisers only pay if the impression is measured as viewable. So the RPM, or impression CPM, or revenue per mil that you see here is how much the advertiser paid you for every 1,000 impressions served that was measured as viewable. When do we consider ads viewable? It's when at least 50% of the ad pixel is visible on the user screen for at least 1 second for display, 2 seconds for video. That's for regularly sized ads. For tall ads, like a skyscraper or a half-page ad 300 by 600, only 30% of the ad pixel is required to be visible on the user screen. 1 second for display, 2 seconds for video, for it to be counted by the system as a viewable impression. Engagements will show you CPE bids, or cost per engagement bids. In this type of bid, the advertiser will only pay you if they counted or tracked a user engaging with the ad. For example, if the user hovers their mouse over an ad for more than 2 seconds, they count it as engagement. There are different metrics, or KPI, or key performance indicator, for this type of bid. There are also advertisers that would only count engagement if the user clicks on the ad and spends, let's say, more than 10 seconds on the landing page. And your impression RPM here is calculated based on every 1,000 engagements. So it's revenue divided by total number of impressions, or number of engagements tracked, times 1,000, you get the RPM. Matched content shows you the stats for matched content. If you run this type of native ad, you will see the stats in here. Ad sessions. Ad sessions report lets you track your revenue generated from your user session. You can view or use this report to see how your visitors interact with your site and how you earn revenue from their interactions. An ad session is counted whenever a user visits your site and views one or more pages with ads within a certain period of time. The ad session RPM that you see here is calculated by the total revenue that you earned for every 1,000 ad sessions. It's important to remember that there's a 24-hour delay in processing session metrics. If your report's date range includes today, then the report level session metrics, like ad sessions or ad sessions measurable, won't yet include the full data set. However, the individual rows within your report for yesterday or last week, for example, will be correct. Custom tab allows you to customize the report depending on what you need. You can set up all the dimensions and filters as you wish, set up the date range, currency, and all other stuff. Once you're all set and you would like to save this report, for example, even with other tabs, you can go ahead and click this drop down. You can add it as a custom report, or you can set it as a default report. If you set it as default, every time you log in to your AdSense account and go to reports, it's going to show up in here when you click on default report. If you save it, then you will have to give it a name. And you can run the report automatically as well, or schedule it regularly. You can do daily, weekly, or monthly, and for whichever date range you specify. You can share it with someone else as well, or other users, by putting in their email address here. And then you can go ahead and save it. If you choose not to run this automatically or generate it regularly, you can uncheck this. Just give it a name and save. Once saved, it will show up here on the left-hand panel, and you can easily click on it if you want to check your reports. And here, you can choose to download your report if needed.